Hi, my name is Yolanda Cohen-Stith, and I wrote the book Valley Life, Finding God in the Midst of Your Pain. It is based on the Psalm 23, verse 4. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And I am what I call Valley Girl. So you remember the movie that was made in the 80s? Um, I'm a little old for that, but I was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley, part of Los Angeles, where that term Valley Girl was coined long after my time. And the valley are the places where we experience suffering and losses and pain that drives us into the arms of God. So this book is really chronicles my journey with God and all of the valleys that I have walked through that have led me to a place in my relationship with Him where I have come to know Him in a way that transcends circumstances and feelings. And it really has been through the most challenging and arduous times in my life where I had been on the brink of hopelessness, where I experienced God's grace in the most incredible ways. So we all have experienced these kinds of valleys, and they come in the form of rebellious children, maybe job loss or bankruptcy, addiction, divorce. For me, the pinnacle of my valleys have been the end of my 35-year marriage to my best friend, my ministry partner, and love of my life, Cohen-Stith. In 2014, Ken was diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor. And though he went through 3 major operations and chemotherapy and radiation, he threw in the towel after about 5 months and decided to enjoy what time he had left. After 10 months, he went home to be with the Lord. This was devastating for me. It came on the heels of a 10-year journey with our son, Benjamin, from serious drug addiction, criminal lifestyle that all led to a 19-month incarceration. And I barely had 2 months reprieve from that valley when I faced the worst valley of my life, and that was Ken's illness and eventual death. But I'm here to say that after 4.5 years, almost 5 years now, what I experienced in my valley of the shadow of death was a God who is faithful, a God who is near to the brokenhearted, and that His grace was beyond sufficient for me in all of my valleys, and most particularly that valley. So the story that I write about is the God that we all know and love, and no matter what valley you're walking through, whatever circumstances you might face in your life, you are not only going to survive, you are going to thrive in those valleys. It's not on the mountaintops of life that we grow and that we come to know this God who is faithful in all things. It is in the deepest darkness and despair of life that we come to know him that way. So I'm just excited about how God is going to use this book. How he's used it in my life has been tremendous. And I hope that that people will come to know God in a way that will just transport them beyond and above the circumstances in life in a fallen world, to being seated in heavenly places in Christ with God. So thank you, and God bless you. And should you read my book, I pray that you will hear the voice of God in every line and on every page.